my 11 plus year career in finance, I have worked with many millionaires and developed skills to spot the signs of long-lasting financial success. In an increasingly materialistic world, you have a choice to make. Option 1, believe the hype. Conform to the belief that a flashy lifestyle means financial success. Or there is the option 2, discover the truth. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the difference between rich and being wealthy, but you will also understand the choices the wealthy make to pave the path to long-lasting financial success. Sign 1. Quite often, we think that being rich and wealthy is the same thing. Well, it's not. Being rich means having a lot of income through a job or a business and having all other material possessions. But just because you're rich doesn't mean you're wealthy. If you make 200 grand a year, but spend 225 grand a year on expenses and paying off debt, then you might seem rich, but you're on your way to going broke. Wealth, on the other hand, is measured in time. It means not only having enough money to cover your needs, wants, and emergencies, but being able to afford not to work if you don't want to. It's about building assets which generate income for you. Rich people tend to follow money and work tirelessly to get it, while wealthy people use money to buy time, follow their dreams, invest in their knowledge and skills, build meaningful relationships, and live a purposeful life. If you're someone who aspires to be wealthy and not just rich, then you are already on the path to long-lasting success. Sign 2. One of the key factors that sets the wealthy apart is their financial literacy. William Budd, an American citizen, won a 16 million lottery back in 1988, and within 3 months, he was over 500k in debt. This is because he bought a twin-engine aeroplane with no staff to take care of it, and he didn't even know how to fly it. A lack of financial literacy cost 15% of adults at least $10,000 in 22. The average financial literacy rate in Europe is 52%. 39% of adults in the UK don't feel confident managing their money. 4 in 7 Americans are considered financially illiterate. Robert Kiyosaki summed it up well. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. Wealthy people understand money on a higher level. That's how they score big returns. If you constantly invest time to improve your financial IQ, then you're on path to becoming rich and wealthy. If you don't, then start learning the language of the wealthy. Jim Rohn once said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." Read financial literacy books, take classes, speak with money masters, listen to podcasts, and of course subscribe to my channel where I talk about everything finance and self-development. Learn key concepts like budgeting, saving money, stock market investing, and the list is endless once you get started. It's simple. Wealthy people rely on learning over luck. Sign up and commit to lifelong learning. Sign number 3, you buy and develop assets. Well, what are assets? Basically, assets are anything that puts money in your pocket even when you're not working. I like the quote by Robert Kiyosaki. The rich buy the asset, the poor only have expenses. The middle class buys liabilities they think are assets. Let me take you back in time. A new iPhone 11 Pro Max costed about $1,099 when it was launched back in September 2019. Many rich people were the first to buy the flashy, shiny new phone, in many cases taking up credit card loans to fund the purchase. A person with a wealthy mindset, on the other hand, would have bought a year or two old model, which would give him 95% of the same functionality, but for a much lower cost, let's say about $650, and invested the remaining $449 buying shares in Apple, which were trading at about $54.19 at the same day, getting ownership of 8 shares in Apple. Fast forward 4 years later, in September 23, those 8 shares were worth more than $1,500, giving him a gain of more than $1,050, doing literally nothing. Wealthy people consistently buy and develop assets, and they know one thing: if it does not generate income, it's not an asset. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. The wealthiest 10% of Americans hold more than 89% of the US stock. In contrast, the bottom 50% of Americans, in terms of their net worth, only 1.6% of stock. It does not get any better in the UK. A study found that only 33% of Britons own shares. If you're the type of person who's constantly looking for investment opportunities, whether that's in stock, real estate, or even starting your own business, then it's a clear sign that you're on path to building wealth. Sign 4. You rise above the status game. Comparing yourself to others is one of the fastest ways to feel bad about your finances. Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and felt envious looking at pictures of your friend on dream vacations and driving fancy cars? Social media makes it so easy to compare ourselves to others, and it's a game we will never. What you see on social media is just the highlight reel. No one posts their struggles, failures, and money worries online. So when we compare our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight, it's no wonder we end up feeling inadequate. If it's something that you don't do, then brilliant. But if you do, then stop playing the status game. Remind yourself that you never know someone else's full financial story based on what they post online. Comparing yourself to others is a game you'll never win. Sign number 5, you take the leap. Taking risks and embracing failure is a motto that wealthy people live by. We all know the famous success stories like Bill Gates dropping out of college to start Microsoft, or Elon Musk launching SpaceX and embracing failure each time his rockets went into flame, eventually revolutionizing space exploration. These people took big risks that paid off. But here's the thing, these risks weren't just random gambles. The wealthy don't just throw caution to the wind and hope for the best. No, the key is calculated risk taking. The wealthy identify promising opportunities where the reward outweighs the risk. They analyze markets, develop contingency plans, and minimize downside before jumping in. Taking calculated risk improves the odds of success tremendously. And when failure still happens, as it inevitably will, the rich study it, learn from it, and move forward wiser. Have you ever made a list of your ideas, worked on them, and taken risks, or procrastination is taking over and you've given up before even starting? With some courage and preparation, you can take risks that will pay off in the long term. The difference between the wealthy and the average isn't luck. It's the willingness to fail, learn, and try again. And guess what? You can do the same. Sign number 6, you understand time is money. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people seem to accomplish incredible feats while other people just seem to scratch the surface of their potential. So what sets them apart? It's their approach to time. Wealthy people value their time preciously, whilst the average people don't. According to a study, 67% of the wealth only watch TV for 1 hour or less in a day. The study also found that only 6% of the wealthy watch reality shows, compared to a staggering 78% of the poor or average people watching reality TV. They believe time can be multiplied through proper investment. Poor people, on the other hand, have a scarcity mindset. They feel they never have enough time after meeting their basic needs. If you have a wealthy mindset to time management, you prioritize tasks efficiently. Instead of getting caught up in the small details, you focus on what truly matters. By doing so, you maximize your productivity and create more opportunities for success. You set clear goals and establish plans to achieve them. Instead of drifting aimlessly, you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. You understand the importance of leveraging other people's times and skills, so you delegate effectively where you can, which frees up time for you to focus on higher value activities. You say no to distractions. You don't let irrelevant things sidetrack you from your focus and goals. Whether it's excessive socializing or unnecessary expenses, you cautiously make choices which keep you away from distractions. Above all, you know one thing: time is your most precious possession and it should be spent with intention. Sign number 7, you know the cost of inaction. Ever heard of Blockbuster? They once had the opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million in 2000, but they chose not to. At the time, Netflix was a DVD mailing business, and Blockbuster's CEO considered it a very small niche business. This decision turned out to be a huge missed opportunity for Blockbuster. Netflix went on to become the world's largest provider of home entertainment, whereas Blockbuster faced financial difficulties and eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Wealthy people understand that the future is about the choices we make, and the decisions we make today will impact our future. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You can have the best ideas in the world, but they're worthless if you don't execute on them. On the other hand, taking small, consistent steps towards your goals and ideas compounds over time into incredible results. Quite often, you may hold off doing something because the conditions are not optimal. You don't have the best equipment or place to work. Optimal conditions are the enemy to success. Put in the unseen work. Endure the private discomfort. Anything above zero compounds. The lights and applause will come in time. If you enjoyed the video, you might want to check out my other video where I talk about 7 money habits keeping you poor.